one will be movement like later on.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. Yeah, so I guess that's a good point. Today will be like our final linear day of this section. Tomorrow will be our final lateral day. And then next week's program is going to be, it's going to be different from what we have been doing these past 2 days. It's going to have more of like an eccentric power focus to it. So we're going to start tapering you guys into more explosive movements. But we can go over that a little bit more at the end if anybody has questions. Okay, so for warm up, let's start in that quadruped breathing. So get into that tabletop position, and then again, we're just focusing on the breath. As we inhale, rib cage is going to expand up to the side, belly is going to draw down. Try and keep that spine in neutral. As we exhale, everything is going to tighten back up. Good. Let's go for 2 more breaths. Once you've done those 2 breaths, we're going to stay in this position, and then we're going to go into our bird dog. So again, keeping that spine nice and neutral and keeping our hips nice and steady. We're going to reach an arm out nice and long, a leg out nice and long, squeeze the glute for a couple seconds, come back in, reach back out. Let's do 4 reps on one side. Once you're done those 4 reps, switch to the other side. Again, you want to create a nice long line in between your hand all the way to your heel. Good. Once you've done the 4 reps on either side, we're now going to elevate that into that bear plank position. So push away from the floor, hover those knees, and then we're just going to wake up that core a little more. Tap your shoulders. So opposite hand to opposite shoulder. Again, make sure those hips stay nice and still. Good. Really, really squeeze. One more each side. Once you're ready, we're going to flip into our backs into a glute bridge position. So heels are going to come nice and close to the bum, and then we're going to scoop up that pelvis, squeezing the glutes, come up to the top. Drop back down, squeeze all the way up to the top, squeeze for a couple seconds, drop back down. Again, now we're just waking up the glutes a little bit. Go for 2 more reps. Once you're done those 2, make your way to your feet. Now we're going to start prepping our body for that squat movement. Again, with each rep, we're going to try and get a little deeper into that squat. Feet again, a little bit wider than hip distance, toes angled out. Arms are going to shoot up, so you're going to start in like that star position. You're going to drop down into the squat. Hang out for a couple seconds, drive back up to stand, squeezing the glutes. Keep those arms nice and strong, drive back up. Good. Let's do 2 more reps. And then we'll start to wake up that hinge pattern. Feet are going to come in a little bit more narrow, so they're going to be hip distance apart. Slight bend in the knees. Cross your arms over your chest. Pull those hips back. And we're just going to go into a few good mornings to wake up that posterior chain. Nice. Make sure you're feeling that stretch in the hamstrings. Two more reps. Once you guys have finished those reps, we're going to go into a little bit of a quad stretch, step into that forward lunge. So you're going to grab that foot area, get a nice stretch of that, like the front of your leg, your quad, and then that leg that's up is going to step forward into a forward lunge and then drive back up. Switch legs, feel a nice stretch, and then step forward into that forward lunge, drive back up to stand. Keep alternating. We'll do one more each side. And then last one, we're gonna just wake up that nervous system a little bit more. We're gonna go into the high knees and then eventually we'll move into traveling high knees. So first round, we're just gonna go for 10 seconds, really pump those arms, really get those knees up high, and we're just gonna go into high knees. Starting in 3, 2, 1, and go. Drive those knees up nice and high. Good. 3, 2, 1, relax. Okay, next round, we're traveling in those high knees. I'm gonna say left. You guys are gonna continue to do the high knees, start to travel left. When I say right, continue, start to travel right, okay? Going in 3, 2, 1, and go. Knees up. Nice. Left. Right. Keep those knees high. Left. Right. Left, right. Relax. Last round, when I say left, you travel right. When I say right, you travel left. 3, 2, 1, and go. Knees up. Left. Right. Left. Right. Right. Left. Okay, relax. Okay. So today's breakdown, again, for those that started to come in a little bit later, today's the last week of our strength of the isometric contraction. Next week, we're going to go more into a strength / power. So we're going to start tapering you guys to a little bit more explosive movements throughout the weeks and the month. And then the following week will be very explosive. Our following month will be very explosive. So we're going to stick with the same exercises that we've been doing. We need that consistency. So the double broad jump. So we're starting up nice and tall, snapping down, and then going for 2 broad jumps for distance. If you don't have room to do 2, then just do the 1. We want to do 3 reps of that. Next exercise is going to be that single leg hop with the 90-degree rotation. So again, you're loading on one leg, and then you're going to jump up for height. In the air, you're going to turn 90 degrees, land on that same leg. And then we're doing 3 left, 3 right, switch legs, 3 left, 3 right. So it looks like this. Okay. Everybody good? Any questions? Okay, so on your own time, let's get everyone doing the double broad jump. Again, these movements need to be super explosive. If you don't have room for the 2, then do the 1. If you have room for the 2, again, minimal contact time in between the 2 jumps. Okay. Once you've done, anyone who's done the broad jump, you can go into that rotation. So load up one leg, jump up nice and high, land on the same leg, rotating 90 degrees. Again, 3 reps each side. So that single leg again, you're loading up, you're exploding up nice and high, sticking that landing. I see a few people that are continuing just to go in a circle. That's okay. I see some people who are then coming back, and that's how they're doing the rep. That's fine too. Just make sure you're doing 3 each side. Once you're done those 3, go back into that double broad jump. Again, super explosive. And then once you're done that double broad jump, I see some people are already there. Go into that single leg 90-degree hop. Again, big emphasis on form. And then once you're done that single leg, back to the double broad jump. This is our final round. If you're on that, if you're starting that, the double broad jump. Good. Good. And then again, once you're done the double broad jump, back to the single leg. So really load up. Again, try and get like that explosive power for height. When you're doing the single leg, make sure you're really sticking each of those landings. Good. Once you're done the 3 rounds of all those, grab a little bit of water if you need it. And then when you're ready, we will make our way back. So if you see a few people finishing it up, I am, I'll give you guys about 30 more seconds. For those that are done, if you're done water, we're gonna start making our way over to wall. So we're gonna start to go into more of that lateral movement sprinting mechanics. Should be good. Okay, so it looks like everybody is done. So 3 exercises for our SAQ. Exercise 1 is going to be the wall switches. Again, we've done this a couple times now, but we're doing the wall switch repeats. So that body is going to be on a 90-degree or not a 45-degree angle. The one knee is going to drive up nice and high. That foot is going to be flexed. On my clap, you're going to drive in and do 3 repeats. So it's going to look kind of like this. 1, 2, 3. You're going to land on that other leg. Again, knee nice and high. That foot is flexed. This back leg is super straight. Okay? We're gonna go through 4 rounds of that. That's exercise number 1. Exercise number 2, we're gonna go into that A march. Again, we've been doing this a little bit. Whoop. So if you don't have room, that's okay, just do it in place. We're going opposite arm, opposite leg. Again, emphasis on driving the knees up nice and high. And you're just gonna drive into the floor. If you have room to travel, then travel. Exercise number 3, again, if you have space, that's great. If not, by all means, it's okay. We'll go into that A skip. So we're gonna add a little bit of a bounce to it. And it's the same as the march, but it's just a little pulse and you're a little lighter on your feet. Thumbs up, everyone good? Okay, good. So let's start at the wall. 45-degree angle from the wall. You're creating a nice long line from head to the heel. That's in contact with the ground. Again, really emphasize that 45-degree angle, so make sure you are far enough away from the wall. Drive that knee up nice and high. Once everyone's ready, we'll go in 3, 2, 1, and switch. Good. Switch. 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 You guys are pros at this now. Okay, off the wall. Let's go into that A march. So again, be super intentional with each drive. Keep that body nice and compact. So then when we go to sprint on the court, and we have a little bit of an advantage. Okay, so when you're ready, everyone gather and go. A march. So this is just the march, no bounce yet. March, march, march. Good. Knees up nice and high, high knees. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Now we're gonna go into that A skip, so we're gonna add that little bit of a bounce. Again, keep the body nice and tight. Drive those knees up really high. We're going in 3, 2, 1, and go. Good. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Okay, back to the beginning. Let's find that space on the wall. Start to make your way into that 45-degree angle from the wall. Drive up one leg. We're gonna go in 3, 2, 1, and switch. Nice. Switch. 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 Perfect, relax. Come off the wall, we're going into that A march. One more time in each movement, and then we get to go into our strength blocks. So again, just the march, high knees, pump those arms. Again, in spot, or you can travel. We're gonna go in 3, 2, 1, and go. Good. Again, drive those knees up really high. 3, 2, 1, and relax. For the marches and the skips, you should only be moving in the forward direction. We don't want anyone moving backwards, okay? So next, we're going into the skips, and then you can add that pulse. Going in 3, 2, 1, and go. Add that little bit of a bounce. Again, you're just moving forward. So if you've come to your end, turn around. And relax. Okay, grab some water. I'll quickly go over the exercises. It'll be quicker than the past few weeks just because we've done this a few times. If you have questions, put your speaker on, ask away. But again, the emphasis is on that 5-second hold at the bottom. So you're gonna need just one weight or 2 if you wanna do your squat with 2. weights, but our first exercise is gonna be the squat. So again, just really make sure you're in that good position to start off with. You're gonna grab your weight, your backpack, whatever you have. You can put it up into a goblet hold. You can have it hanging down here, whatever's comfortable for you. And then we're going to the squat, holding for 5 seconds at the bottom, driving back up to tall. Number 2 is the push-up. So we're gonna make our way down to the ground. Again, drive down to the bottom of the push-up, hold for 5 seconds, and then drive up to tall. Exercise 3 is one where you're going to kind of get to pick your own challenge. So you can do the bird dog or the elevated bird dog. Bird dog starts in tabletop again. Opposite arm, opposite leg moves. Stay alternating in this one. If you choose elevated, you're going to hover your knees, get in that bear plank position, and then you're going to go into that bird dog. Okay? We are working for 40 seconds. We are resting for 20. What that means compared to the beginning of the month is that our work period has shortened, which means our weight needs to go up. So again, if you're using a backpack, add another textbook. If you have weights, like actual weights, grab a heavier one than what you've been using. So if everybody's ready, we'll set the timer. We'll go for 10 seconds. We're starting in 10. We're doing 4 rounds this. 5 seconds to go. Get your weights up. 3, 2, 1, into that squat. Again, big emphasis on that 5-second hold at the bottom. Ten seconds, almost there again. Hold for 5, 2, 1, and relax. Okay, drop the weights and make your way over to the floor. We're going into the push-up. So if you want an extra challenge, elevate your feet. If you find it very challenging, elevate your chest. We're going in 5, 3, 2, 1, and go. Again, hold at the bottom of that position for 5 seconds, and then drive up. Good. If you don't have an elevated surface and you want to make it even more challenging, push forward on your toes. And relax. Okay, we're staying on the ground. We're going into that bird dog or elevated bird dog. Up to you. Five seconds, so make sure you're in that tabletop position. 3, 2, 1, push away to the ground, and go. Good. Make sure you're creating a really nice long line from your finger to your toes when you're in that extended. 2, 1, and relax. Okay, back to the top, up onto our feet. Grab the weights for the squat. We're going in 5, so get that weight up. And go. Again, make sure we're really hanging out for 5 seconds at the bottom. That's where the challenge is in this exercise. And then drive up to stand. And relax. Drop the weights, make your way to the floor. We're going in 3, 2, 1, and go. Drop down, hold for 5, 3, 2, 1, drive up. Make sure those elbows stay nice and close to the body. Don't let them flare out into that T. Make sure they're tucked nice and close. One in 5, 3, 2, 1. Again, staying on the floor. Make our way into that tabletop position. Get into that bear plank. And start extending your arms and your legs. Good. And relax. Okay, back to the top, onto our feet, into that squat. Again, feet are a little bit wider than hip distance. Weights up. And drop down to the bottom, hold for 5. Drive back up to stand. Nice. Three, 1, and relax. Weights down, make your way to the floor. We're going to go in 3, 2, 1, into that push-up. Again, if you want to make it more challenging, drive your body weight forward with your toes. Come down, hold for 5, and then drive up. It's a really small adjustment, but I promise you it will make it more of a challenge. Five, 3, 2, 1. Elevated bird dog or regular bird dog, whichever one you've been choosing. So again, big emphasis here, try not to let your hips move. So pretend you have like a block or something on your hips as you go through it, and you don't want it to fall off of your back. Three, 2, 1. last round through all of these, then we get a break, and then we go into our next grouping of strength exercises. So make your way back to your weight, up on your feet. We're going into that last round of squats. Weights up safely, and go. Drop down to the bottom of the squat for 5 seconds. Squeeze your glutes together, drive back up. Good. Keep those chests up nice and tall. As we get tired, sometimes our body starts to fall forward. And relax. Back into the push-up. We're gonna go in 5, 2, 1, and go. Again, push forward on those toes. Keep that core nice and tight, and then drop down into your push-up. Good. 10 seconds left. You're almost there. Last round of push-ups. And relax. Last round of the bird dogs. Tabletop, cover, and go. Opposite arm, opposite leg. Good. If you're not able to maintain the core, just do your legs. And relax. Okay, grab a sip of water if you guys want it.
Activity completed.
As you guys are getting some water, again, these are, it's our last day of more of the forward backwards exercises. So these are all exercises we've seen before. The first exercise, we're gonna do 40 seconds on the left side, 40 seconds on the right side. It's the split squat. So if you haven't already grabbed a chair or something, or a bench or something to elevate that back foot, now would be a really good time to do it. If we don't have anything to, that's okay. We'll just do reverse lunge instead. But what that guy is gonna look like is you're gonna take the back leg, pop it up onto a bench or the chair, and then you can have the weight up here, or you can have it in the same leg of same hand as the leg that's elevated. Go down, hold down here for 5 seconds, and then drive up to the top. We're going 40 seconds one leg, 40 seconds the other leg. Once we're done that, we're gonna make our way into a row. So for those of you who have plates, grab a plate like this. If you have dumbbells, again, you can use dumbbells in either hand. If you have a backpack, grab your backpack, but it'll be the same weight that we've been using for the lower leg exercises. So you're gonna get into a hinge position, row up to the top, squeeze for 5 seconds, and then relax. You should have control in each aspect of the movement, so on the pull and on the slow lower. And then last exercise is going to be the inchworms. I think you guys should be able to see there. But again, we're starting up nice and tall. We're walking down to touch the floor. Then we're going to walk into a plank position. Someone asked last week if they could do push-ups during it. Absolutely. If you want to drop down and give me a push-up, you can. If not, that's not necessarily our main intention. We just did a bunch of push-ups and then we're going to walk up. We're going to continue that movement for the full 40 seconds. So when you guys are ready, let's make our way over to our bench or a chair, whatever we have chosen to elevate the leg. Again, if you don't have something to elevate the leg, all it's going to look like is you're just going to step back, hold down here, hovering above the ground for 5 seconds, drive back up. So when we're ready, let's make our way to our feet, grab that weight, and I'm going to start the timer. We're going to go in 10. Elevate the one back leg and go. Hold to the bottom for 5 and then drive back up. Again, if you don't have something to elevate that back leg that's stable, then just do a reverse lunge and hold into the reverse lunge. Big thing for this one's going to be balance. If you don't feel balanced, drop your leg off of that bench and just go into a reverse lunge. Again, hold for 5 seconds at the bottom. That's what's going to make us stronger. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Remember what leg you had forward. Okay, we're going in 5. Get ready. Make sure the other leg is facing forward and go. Drop down into that split squat, other leg. So same thing as before, we're just switching legs. We're dropping down here for 5 and then driving back up. Ten. Again, we're doing that reverse lunge or the split squat. And relax. You can drop the weights for a second. Next, we're going into that row. So if you need to adjust the weight, you can do it, but you should be able to use the same weight as what you've been using for your lower body today. We're going in 3, 2, 1, and go. So again, get in that hinge position, and then we're gonna pull up, squeeze those shoulder blades together and away from your ears, and then drop down. Again, make sure you really feel it between those shoulder blades. Also, make sure you have a slight bend in that knee. Good. Three, 2, 1. Okay, drop the weights. Now we're going into a body weight exercise. So again, the inchworm is a traveling one, so you should only go from like bent over to plank to bent over. We're going in 5, but again, you're just walking up to plank, and then feet are walking up to hand, and then you're gonna walk back out to the plank. And go. Again, if you'd like to add that push-up, by all means, go for it. We did a lot of push-ups today though, so. Two, 1, and relax. Okay, we're making our way back into that split squat position or the reverse lunge, whatever you have access to. Let's go left leg forward, right leg is going to be elevated. We're going in 3, 2, 1, and go. Lower down for 5 seconds, hold down here, and then drive back up to stand. Again, big emphasis on that hold. And relax. Okay, let's bring that right leg forward. Let's start elevating that left leg. And go. Again, we're doing that reverse lunge or the split squat, whatever you have access to. Under 10. And relax. Okay, drop the weight. Again, next exercise is going to be the row. I saw a few people last time with straight legs and you were going like this. We're going to maintain this hinge position, slight bend in the knees, really pull the hips back, and then we're going to stay in that hinge, squeeze for 5 seconds up at the top, and then slowly lower at the bottom. Maintain the hinge, pull up, pull for 5 seconds, and then back down to the bottom. Good. Again, as we're pulling up, we want those elbows to kind of be like either tucked into the side or like slightly away from the side. I don't want to see any elbows out here. Nice and compact. Keep the body tight. And relax. Okay, drop the weights. We're going to go back into that inchworm. We're going in 3, 2, 1. Walk your way down forward. Walk into a plank. Again, you can throw in a push-up here if you'd like, and then walk your feet to your hands. Then continuously walk your out to a plank. Hold for a couple seconds, really squeeze. Walk your feet to your hands. Two, 1, relax. Okay. Halfway through this. So we're doing everything 2 more times. Make sure we're putting in lots of effort. Weights up, split squat, left foot forward, and go. Hold for that 5 seconds at the bottom. Good. Again, really make sure we're holding. Keep those chests up nice and tall. I see a few folding forward. Chest up tall, keep that core engaged, and then really squeeze on the way up. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Okay, we're going again in 5, right foot forward. And go. Again, split squat or reverse lunge. Five, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Okay. Onto the row. So again, plate, backpack, kettlebell, weights, whatever you have access to. 3, 2, 1. Hinge forward. Really, really squeeze those scapes together. Good. Three, 2, 1. Nice. Drop the weights. Okay, we're going in 3. Get a nice tall standing position. 2, 1. Fold forward. Walk out into that plank. Maintain for 2 seconds. And then walk your feet to your hands. Again, keep moving. Good. Hold that plank for 2 seconds. Good. And then walk your feet back. Nice. And relax. Okay, last round, you guys, and then we go into our cool down. So again, really focusing on form. This is where sometimes it starts to falter that last round. Left foot forward, back foot up, and go. Nice. Yeah, again, split squat or reverse lunge. Three, 2, 1, and relax. Right foot forward, 3, 2, 1, and go. Good. Again, really hold for that 5 seconds at the bottom. Good. Maintain almost there. 2, 1, Then you guys can drop the weights. 2 more exercises. Okay, weights up, into that row, and go. Again, make sure you're in that really good hinge formation. Good. Five, 2, 1, relax. Last exercise of the day before cool down. So again, add those push-ups if you want the extra little bit of challenge. Maintain the plank, really squeeze, up to you. Walk your way down into that tall plank. Hold for a couple seconds. And then feet to hands. Under 10, almost there. And relax. Okay, grab some water. And then we'll start to go into our cool down. Okay, so let's make our way into the cat-cow position. So we'll go into tabletop. We'll start to regulate the breathing a little bit more. So as we inhale, our belly's gonna drop, hips are gonna drive up to the sky, head is gonna go up to the sky. Take a nice deep breath in. As we exhale, squeeze the glutes, start to push that upper body away from the floor, chin tucks in, exhale. Good. Let's do 2 more breaths. And then we'll go onto our backs, go into our hamstring flossing. So you can use a towel, you can use a band. If you don't have that, I'll give you an option in a sec. But we're gonna go onto our back. Yeah. One leg's flat down, one leg is straight up, and then we're just gonna bend the knee and then drive it up to stand. You'll start to feel your hamstring get a little bit more mobile. If you don't have anything around you right now to use with that, then we're gonna straighten out one leg, tuck in the other one into our thigh, chest up nice and tall. We're gonna hinge forward, grab the foot, and then we're just gonna rotate that leg in and out. Okay, finish off that rep and then switch legs. We'll finish off that rep, and then we are going to start to make our way into pigeon pose. So we've done this a few weeks now. Let's try and remember where we were the first week, and hopefully we can gain a little bit more range. So start in the tall plank. Bring that front leg to like a 90-degree angle. If you can, if you can't, that's okay. And then slowly try and push this hip down to touch the floor. And then if you still feel like it's way too easy and that hip is touching the floor, this front leg is 90 degrees, then walk your way forward. The position should not be comfortable. Good, just hang out there. When you're ready, start to make your way back into a tall plank and then switch legs. So shoot the other leg through, good. Again, try and make 90-degree angles that front leg, try and get that hip to touch, but make sure those hips are staying parallel with the floor, good. When you're ready, we'll start to make our way into the last movement pattern. We're just going to be doing it on each side, and then you guys are free. So tall kneeling, we're going to take 1 foot forward. We're going into a hip flexor stretch. So take your pelvis, scoop it forward, and then slowly start to make your way forward, keeping that pelvis scooped, and then you'll feel it in the front there. Again, if we unscoop the pelvis, you can go like quite far with it. So really emphasize that scoop pelvis so it's limiting you. And you get to stretch down that front hip here. Good. Again, not necessarily something comfortable to hold. Start to make your way to that position. Switch legs. So, what to expect for tomorrow night? It's the, again, more so lateral motions that we've been doing for the past couple weeks. Start to make your way out of that hip flexor stretch if you'd like. And then next week is when we're going to have the change of program. So the tempo is going to be slightly different. The exercises are going to be slightly different. So it'll be a good change of pace next week. If you have any questions, feedback, anything like that, feel free to message me or hang on the line. If not, have a good night. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Coach. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Coach.
Thank you.
Coach.
Thank you. You're welcome.